Well, it's time now for the top prospect of the month, and this month we have a real phenom for you. It's the guy throwing right over my shoulder, and it's right-hander Jeff Suppan. Jeff is a 20-year-old phenom who has already pitched some for Boston, but now he's down in Pawtucket trying to get ready for the stretch drive. Jeff enjoyed a meteoric rise to the Red Sox system, making it to the major leagues with only about 2 years of minor league experience, despite coming to the pros right out of high school. He did this without overpowering stuff, but instead relying on control of all 4 of his pitches. We asked Pawtucket manager Buddy Bailey for a scouting report on Suppan.
Well, Jeff Suppan is not only one of our top prospects, but one of the top prospects in all of baseball, I feel, what we've seen in here, the 3 starts. His last one, he was better than the other 2. He's outstanding. He has great command of 4 pitches. The quality on 4 pitches is outstanding. The other night, he ran the ball up there in the 90-mile range, which usually had been in the upper 80s, so he's picking up a little velocity as the season's going on. And then he's got great command of a changeup. When you figure all those 4 ingredients he has, he'd be a sophomore in college for somebody right now at 20 years old. And here he is. He's had a taste of the big leagues. He's back at the AAA level. And he's got a chance to be a number 1 or 2 starter in the big leagues. And if it's fuzz or whatever, hopefully we have enough good pitching that he has to be a 3 starter. But for a lot of staffs, and even someday for Boston, he could be a number 1 or 2 starter.
All right, Jeff, I guess the thing we've got to start with is you're only 20 years old, but you seem to have remarkable savvy on the mound. You got to talk to me about that. How have you developed this great knowledge of pitching?
I think it started when I was young with my sister, who was a collegiate athlete, played for CSUN, and she went to Division II championships, and she used to talk to me a lot about the mental game and how she approached volleyball from the mental aspect. So starting from when I was young, 8 or 9, she used to talk to me about that, and then she would always, bring home articles, and I was always aware of that. I think I became most aware with, my pitching coach, Al Nipper, who really got into that real in depth about, pre-game stuff and pre-pitch. The thought process. I mean, and I've just progressed since then, but I think it started definitely with my sister. My family really helped me out with the mental part.
Now, we mentioned you were in Boston, and your very first start, your very first batter, the guy took you deep. Talk about that.
I took that as just, I knew I was going to give up a few runs. You have to expect that. And, I figured it's going to be a trivia question one day. But, after that happened, I was just like, all right, well, there's your run, and I just tried to concentrate on the next batter. I really didn't think about it past that batter. Once you touch home plate, it was over with, and there's nothing I could do about it. So, but that was a little disappointment, but, at least I came back that inning and got some guys out.
You went straight up to the majors from AA, and now you're back in AAA. I assume you're trying to put the finishing touches on some things that you can do to be successful as you were or have been in the minors and the major league level. What are some of those things you've got to improve at?
Just, I think this is the stage I'm at is becoming more aware. The awareness stage, becoming more aware of certain batters in certain situations, running counts, just little parts of the game that, maybe I've neglected in the past. Where now it's really magnifying when you don't know that, or you make a mistake in that certain situation, that's magnified because most everyone else does.
Right.
That's something that I have to do as a 20-year-old, is become more, as a ball player, become more aware of those.
What did you think you didn't do so well in the majors? I mean, is there any way you could be a little more specific about you didn't pitch horribly, but obviously you're back down here.
Right. I mean, I didn't take coming down here as a demotion anyway. I was very happy with coming to Pawtucket, but there, I look back. I mean, I think with the exception of the Twins game where I gave up the 8 runs. I mean, I really felt like I pitched. I pitched well for with all the pressure I had, but I tried to block that out. Missing spots instead of missing away, I'd miss over the plate. I mean, that's something minor, but those guys make the adjustment on that and they hit it.
I mean, your game is about hitting spots.
Right.
So you felt that maybe you just didn't do it quite as well as you're capable.
Right. I stay around the plate, I feel, and that could hurt you sometimes, and like when you're setting up away and you miss out over the plate, I mean, that's going to hurt you big time.
Right. Something a lot of people are jumping on, and I know it's got to be somewhat frustrating to you, but something to work on down here, and that's the holding the runners on. I know you got the big leg kick, but what are you trying to do to keep that to be not such a big problem?
Well, I mean, right now I'm just trying to, like last game, I stayed out of the stretch most of the time, and that helps out a lot.
Right.
But
Never put anybody on.
right,
Nobody's gonna
there
steal.
you go. But just working in the pen, working on the, not getting that big leg kick, getting the arm out sooner. I mean, I've always thrown with the high leg kick like that, and now, I'm trying to shorten it up a little bit, maybe, get slide steps, and I just need more experience with that. I mean, that's all. I'll probably go to an instructional league and just work on that the whole instructional league.
Okay, well, I know you've been with Al Nipper your whole career, and you really gave him a lot of credit for how far you've come. For a brief period, you're down here in Pawtucket without him. I know in September you want to get back up there and join him now that he's the Boston
Right.
pitching coach. If you get back up there, will you do anything differently, or do you think it's just a matter of, being on top of your game?
Well, I try not to change a lot. I mean, I just try to improve, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'll just be working on the same things I've done down here, and eventually, I'm going to get to certain, the things that I need to work on down. I mean, Nip, I'm sure he'll talk to me about that, and we'll have some conversations about it. But other than that, I mean, I think that if I just keep progressing, and I should be all right.